A different world with its own rules.
Somebody have a bad day and you get killed right off the bat.
Zero tolerance.
If you notice, he's white, I'm black. We don't trip off that. And here we family, and here we brothers.
All this behind bars. Gangs. Violence. Drugs. Harassment. A daily survival of the fittest. In the toughest prisons in the world. St. Louis in the U.S. state of Missouri, located on the banks of the Mississippi River. Almost 3 million people live in the metropolitan region. In downtown St. Louis, wealth and poverty collide. There are massive drug problems. Addiction to fentanyl in particular is making more and more people homeless and criminal. St. Louis, Missouri is the city with the highest murder rate in the entire United States. Anyone who gets into trouble with the law quickly ends up here, at the North East Correctional Center in Bowling Green, or NECC for short. The Level 2 prison is surrounded by a deadly electric fence. It is embedded in a deterrent wall of barbed wire. The justice system in Missouri is traditionally conservative. People are often locked away for decades. 1,550 prisoners are incarcerated here. At night, 2 men sleep in a cramped cell. During the day, 16 men share this shower. Behind bars at the North East Correctional Center in Missouri. It is early morning. While most of the prisoners are still in their cells, a prisoner transporter rolls through the security gate. Statistically speaking, many prisoners often use such transportation to try to escape. But here, an escape is virtually impossible. Three prisoners on this bus are specially guarded, with handcuffs, leg shackles, and chains. They only take a few steps before the next security gate opens for them. The men have been on the road for 12 hours. They are scared and tired. The biggest security risk they pose is weapons or drugs on or in their bodies. In its defense, the NECC prison has the best body scanner in the world. This American-made scanner can spot both metallic and non-metallic objects, weapons, drugs, solid or liquid, outside or inside the body. Security check successful. A normal day behind the deadly electric fence. Here on the so-called B side of the prison, the first roll call of the day takes place every morning at 6 o'clock. After that, the inmates have breakfast, go through their routines, and carry out their respective tasks.
What's up, big little bro? You doing all right? I see you got your hat on. Come on in here.
Stand out.
Come on in here with me. Yeah. Cuba, did you see we got the Krispy Kreme donuts over here now? Who the best wing in the camp? Yeah. Here you go. All right, let's go to the spade table. Who whooping butt? Or what we say ass? What's the score, Bam?
A lot to a little.
A lot to a little.
31 to 6, they about to lose.
Okay, can't get no set now. Can't get no set.
Carlos Ashcraft has been in prison since 2019. He takes care of all the little things, all the everyday needs of his fellow prisoners.
We gotta learn the word of God. We can't live without it. Everybody doing all right? What y'all want to eat tonight? It's your choice. Pizza, If you be good, we'll make pizza. What's up, Matt? Maintenance is in the building. Maintenance is in the building. But he fixed everything.
Technically skilled occupants are repairing a faulty heating system. The fact that they are allowed to use screwdrivers is a sign of trust. Such potential stabbing weapons would be unthinkable in other prisons.
See, they gotta piece our stuff together with used parts. All used parts.
I grew up in a good, stable home, a little dysfunctional, you know, a lot of addictions, you know. I grew up in the north side of St. Louis, inner city, in the youth where a lot of crime was, a lot of drugs. But, you know, we had togetherness, we had family. I saw a lot of killings and a lot of assaults, a lot of rapes. That's how I became strong in what I do.
Wentzville, Missouri, almost exactly halfway between St. Louis and the prison. Ashley Brooks lives here with her husband, James, and their 3 children.
We're just getting the kids fed so they can get ready to go up to the lake with their grandma and grandpa to go ride the go-kart and do some fishing because we're on spring break, aren't we?
Ashley works at the NECC prison. James is a firefighter.
Typically I have an 8-hour day, but that's if everything goes right. So he always asks me before I leave, you know, what's today look like? And I always say I plan to be home by 5:15, but that's not always the case, you know. We're kind of in the business of dealing with humans and you can't predict human behavior. So if something goes wrong, we're kind of the ones that have to stay until it's fixed.
In both of our jobs, we always kind of remind each other to stay vigilant, you know, always have situational awareness is something we always talk about. Always be ready for the unexpected because you never know, you know, when something could go bad.
All right, can I have a smoochie? Can I have a smoochie? No? Stinker? Hey, Addie, I'm leaving.
Ashley Brooks is on her way to work at the North East Correctional Center.
I originally wanted to go into juvenile probation, and that is actually where my career started. And I quickly learned juveniles weren't for me. So my next step was coming here as a correctional officer, and then I promoted to a case manager. I was in that role for a couple years. It was a promotion to a functional unit manager, so kind of that person that oversees the entire housing unit, staff and offenders. And then about 8 months ago is when I promoted to my current role as deputy warden. And that is something that when I started 8 years ago with corrections, if you asked me if I would be in this role today, I would not at all believe you.
Every day begins with a meticulous security check, even for the deputy prison warden.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Whew, a little cold.
Over 100 employees and guests come and go here every day.
1 second.
And anyone could be compromised. Anyone could be smuggling in drugs.
Other than what's in your pocket and on your wrist, you're clear.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
As deputy warden, she mainly has a desk job.
Thank you.
Nevertheless, Ashley Brooks generally spends a lot of time at the prison. The Northeastern Correctional Center, or NECC, consists of 2 areas. The A side is for inmates with good behavior, and the B side. There are 5 houses on both sides, each with 4 wings. The prison is surrounded by a deadly electric fence that encompasses the entire site. The control center has an overview of the entire system. This is where radio communication and the locking systems come together centrally. The central building houses the medical facilities, kitchens, dining rooms, and workshops. Outside the prison grounds is the hall for the Bloodhounds. Ashley Brooks is on the move on the A side.
We're heading to the recreation building. We have what we call CERT testing going on today. That is where members who would like to be a part of our emergency response team are able to come and test to see if they meet the physical standards that we require for them to be a part of that team.
The CERT team is the Rapid Response Force. Ashley Brooks was there herself for years during her time as a correctional officer.
You getting up there today? You have to get a certain score, and so there's different male and female requirements, and there's different age brackets with each one. So you have to at least score a 2 in every single category, and your overall score has to at least equal 15 points. Come on, you got 3 more at least. There you go. Come on, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more.
Come on, Derek.
Majority of it's mental strength. Everybody in here is physically in shape enough to do this test, and you know that because when there's a situation on the yard, these people are the first ones there that are responding. These are the people that are there to help you get people restrained or help there to break up fights. So it's more mental than anything. Come on, Lindsay. Come on. Hey, don't stop. Come on. Come on. Come on. Back in 2017, we had an officer who was severely assaulted here, and we went into an institutional lockdown, and CERT teams from all over different institutions came in to help us regain organization and get all the offenders locked down.
Come on, guys.
Then there's the final endurance run.
They have to do roughly a little over a half mile in 6 minutes, which isn't bad. It's just hard because you run around this gym, and so you just go in circles. You know, you do about 17 laps, and that's harder for me mentally than running from point A to point B, you know, running 17 times around something.
The team evidently overextended itself and is totally exhausted. Then an alarm sounds.
Who else is it? Laura, you sprayed him with that? Okay. Yeah.
The entire prison is sealed off. On the B side, Carlos Ashcraft and his fellow inmates are immediately taken to their cells.
They'll return. You gotta go lock down. God.
Where was he at?
We were walking around this
God
way.
damn, how did I already get in trouble?
And he,
Go for 03.
as soon as we got around here, Walker was behind and told him to stop.
God damn it. It was what's called a 10-5, which is an officer needs assistance. And so that's why everyone responded. It was right here on A yard. And I'm not sure the details yet. I called the warden because he had called me on the radio because he saw that I was out there, so he wanted to see what's going on. It's kind of in your blood. When a 10-5's called and you're able to respond, you respond. You can't help that, you know. Here's our major now coming down to check on things. What we just saw here was people who completely exerted themselves testing for the test. They were on the ground trying to catch their breath and everything, and an emergency occurred out on the yard, and those same individuals who just gave all they had on the court here got up, ran out there, and responded and took care of that situation. So to me, you know, that shows their mental strength.
If the whole prison is an organism, then the control center is the brain. From here, you have an overview of almost everything. This is also where communication is centrally controlled. The staff here have to remain cool, especially when something goes crazy outside.
What happened with the 10-5 this morning?
Officer called for assistance, and we sent the assistance to help him out.
Good. Did it get it rectified pretty quickly?
Pretty quickly, we got it.
10-6 under control. Good. Anybody hurt? Good. This is the compound that runs everything. They control every radio call we have. They are the ones that are listening for if there's an emergency situation going on, like a man down button, a 10-5, 1049. They're relaying all that information to us. So they're the nucleus of the cell here. They control all the movements. They release all the movements. And as you can see, they have a pretty good sight line of most of the yard of the institution.
There are also nearly 400 cameras here, spread all over the prison. They make everything and everyone highly visible. Another important safety feature, the deadly electric fence that surrounds the entire facility. Its status is also closely monitored by the employees in the control center.
The fence is definitely psychological for a lot of I would say our safety precautions here. For us, that's an extra peace of mind knowing we have that fence protecting the communities.
On the A side is the Dynamo House, perfectly visible from up here. The prison of the future, a wing without security staff. All the residents have been behaving in an exemplary manner for years.
My name is Michael Brian Whitfield. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. Grew up in south part of St. Louis, down by the Busch Stadium. I'm 60 years old as of March the 20th. And my belief, man, is really just trying to make sure things are done correctly now at this point in my life. I got to have a belief system that what I do now is about not serving me, but just trying to be gentle and kind to others now. But I do believe that, times are going to change and things are going to get better.
This is a revolution for the conservative state of Missouri. Michael Whitfield has his own key to the prison gate. Such degrees of freedom only exist for the Dynamo community.
I've been walking this way here for over 20 years. I've been used to work recreation right here at A-Side Rec. Then after leaving that job, I went to the warehouse for 9 years, which I've been there as of the present day. So walking this walk through all different climates of weather, it's a good long walk, but if I had to close my eyes and do it, man, I can get there. Just take a little while, but I'm sure we can accomplish. Come to Missouri if you're looking for a change in the weather, from 1 hour to the next. You're sure to find it, right here in good old Missouri.
Michael walks from the A side to the B area, then enters the main building from the side. Michael was convicted of manslaughter and several robberies in 1993.
All right, good morning. I'm here. I'm gonna take him to the return freezer, show him how I pick up the food that was left from last night. Okay. Put it back on the shelf, then wait for my orders to pull the meal. So just to let you know, we're in the building.
Okay.
All right, appreciate it. These are meals that they cooked yesterday that they didn't use, so it'd have to be returned to stock. Every morning when I come into work, first thing I do is go to the freezer, see what was left behind from yesterday's meal, put them on the cart, and replace them on the shelf.
It's a tough job for a 60-year-old.
My physical strength is important to me for the job that I take on every day. I'm always lifting stuff, picking up items, moving them from one place to the other. My mental strength, I need that to focus on this when I'm feeling like I might not have it there anymore. You know, which is very important to me, physically and mentally. You know, it helps me stay stable. You know, I'm able to stay on the same wavelength each day.
Most of the prisoners go to lunch every day at 11:45. Michael Whitfield works in the main building and therefore has a short commute. Until recently, the prisoners prepared the food themselves. Now it is handled by a large American catering company.
Well, this I can say is not one of their worst meals. You know, it ain't bad. It's manageable and a little tasty with some salt and pepper. You know, the vegetables are good, which was always needed. This is rice. Everybody loves a little rice. You know, I'm not too much into the cookies, but you know, just the main course is fine with me.
The most important thing about lunch is not the quality, but the ritual, getting through each new day. In the early afternoon, the B site is bustling with activity again. Carlos Ashcraft is on his way through all 4 wings to see who needs what. The half-torn shower curtain is about to be replaced. This shower is shared by 16 men. The shower has 2 temperatures, cold or ice cold, depending on the season. There is no way to regulate it anyway. Carlos Ashcraft was convicted of sodomy with minors.
This is my cell. I have one of the more cleaner cells because I'm an OCD fanatic. I like to make it feel more homey. Stuff like hanging my clothes up. This is my cellie, Mason. Mason, say what's up.
What's up, y'all?
Good cellie, you know. If you notice, he's white, I'm black. We don't trip off that. And here we family, and here we brothers. This is our waterbed, the California King, yes. This is where all my Gucci and Versace hangs. This is where my chemicals for my facials and everything. This is for my food. You have your food, your seasonings, your sodas. Right now, you have to picture this combined space. Everybody's not equipped to deal with that, but you learn over time. This is my temporary housing unit. So I'm gonna make the best of it, we make the best of it, you know, and we learn each other, we learn each other's cultures. It's not just bad. I learned things I never knew with Caucasian people. He learned things he never knew with African American people. So it has this catch-22 with pros and its cons of being in prison. You can either come in one way, leave out one way, if you want to, if you take time to. Like I said, I've been here since 2020, 2019, been locked up, but I've learned a lot about myself in those little years that I would have never learned on the street.
The camaraderie and the brotherhood of being together, that goes on what he was talking about with the schooling. You know, people get better at athletics, people get stronger mentally with their religion and things like this. So it's beautiful. It really is. Whenever it can be cohesive and everybody can come together, it's beautiful, really.
Racism is, of course, also a problem behind bars, even among prisoners.
I've never been around Caucasian people like in prison. So I'm learning that about me, but guess what? I don't see color. Even though it is what it is, transparently, he's Mexican. I'm around white. I've never been around people of the sort.
It doesn't matter what race there is, you know, he's gonna pull you up, you know, and help you, you know, any way he can, you know, like feeding you, giving you advice and get you out of trouble. Don't do this, you know, go this way, you know, good people.
The state of Missouri is the first U.S. state to commit to the reentry program. This encompasses the reintegration of long-term inmates into society and involves training, preparation, but also reparation. Mike Campbell was convicted of manslaughter in 1983. His first hearing on possible parole is scheduled for next year.
This is what they refer to as the Restorative Justice Workshop. And the purpose of this shop is to actively support the local community by making projects that they could auction We support churches, schools, any civic organization. And this shop itself started in '99. And I've been with this shop since 2000. I've been doing this for 24 years in this shop. And it's a good purpose. It's not just wasting time. You know, I've been in prison for 42 years. And, you know, after a time, you know, it's just, you have to have purpose. You have to have something you can do that makes an impact. And what we do in this shop makes a serious impact on the community.
Mike Campbell and Stephen Johnson are both members of the Dynamo program. Both men have been convicted of felonies and have been behind bars for decades.
In a prison, whenever you're walking around somewhere, somebody can have a bad day and you get killed right off the bat. You know, now you're in a place where we talk, right? Somebody comes up and they'll say, "Hey, I'm having a bad day. Can you talk to me for a minute?" You know, and it's more open, more honest, and it's kind of nice. It's really nice.
Stephen Johnson is here for life. For him, there is no prospect of eventual release.
We get to work with a lot of places that could really use help out there. And being an inmate, a convicted killer, you know, you don't get those chances, you know, to give back to society. But in here we do. Through the Dynamo and through projects like with Mike and me, we get to do this work, and the simplest little thing will create a revenue for battered women, victims everywhere. And like we said, we all did bad things. You know, I can't change what I did. I can change the person that did it and give back. So that's what I do.
It's now afternoon, and Michael Whitfield is making his way back to the Dynamo Wing. Dynamo is a revolution in the American justice system, especially in conservative Missouri. Anyone here has been in prison for at least 15 years and has done nothing wrong while serving their time. Here, inmates are called residents. They take responsibility for maintaining and caring for these two wings. The idea comes from Norway. The aim is to prepare people for reintegration into society. The most important feature, individual cells. The inmates repay the trust. No fights, no drugs, no overdoses, no crimes. The new inmates are now being checked through the prison security access point, just below the control center. 3 newcomers are among the first external members of the Dynamo program.
Well, coming from where they come from, most likely they're very anxious, you know, to get here and, you know, to get settled in and, you know, get the comfort of what they have here compared to what they had there. Hey, good day, man. My name is Mike, man. I'm the Dynamo Community Experience Chairperson. Okay. We'd love to have you, man, and we welcome you in with open arms, man.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we're gonna go get you guys the stuff. If you guys are ready, we're gonna go get your stuff.
Michael Whitfield and his colleagues have taken the extra time to pick up the men personally. Then it's over to the A side. It's bound to be a bit of a culture shock. There is a particularly successful special unit at the North East Correctional Center that lives and works outside the fence, the Bloodhounds. For Warden Clay Stanton, they are an important pillar in securing the prison.
So this is our mobile command center for the dog team. We can set up and respond to any event and spend multiple hours out there. Our main goal is to help out in the community with lost children, lost elderly people. We've helped out a lot in the community. They're walking off and they'll go to, he might go a mile today, a little longer, and he'll actually hide. Once he's prepared and everything, then we'll scent the dog up. That's the members that laid the tracks jacket there. We'll scent the dog with that. The dog will go up and actually smell that, and then they'll send the dog off. So this is a GPS tracking monitor that we put on the dog. We're able to track the dog and the handler wherever they go back at the trailer. That assists that if they get lost or we're watching topographical map, we can tell where they go, tell them what the terrain's like and everything.
Since its opening in 1998, not one single inmate has escaped the prison. Nevertheless, the dog squad must always be prepared for anything.
Hours every week that we spend with the dogs to make sure they're on top of their game. Even if the weather's bad and stuff, we'll get them out and still exercising and stuff. And we track them in all kinds of weather. You know, summer, even it's 100 degrees out and everything, that conditions the dogs and everything, because there's no time out when you're searching for someone.
The Bloodhound Gang is the reigning state champion in Missouri. The precious dogs don't live in a small shed. They have an entire hall to romp around in, as well as an outdoor enclosure. The residents of the Dynamo program open the gates for their new members on the A side. Quentin Gilalen has been in prison for 10 years for a sexual offense involving minors. His sentence is life imprisonment. That's why this is a massive change.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm probably around. I've been in a few places.
Okay. What's your name?
24 years.
My name is Hawkins. Everybody just call me Hawk. Okay, Hawk. Chris Clinton. Good to meet you.
Broderick Hawkins has been in prison since 1997. He is serving a life sentence for murder. Since his incarceration, he has spent every single night with at least one other cellmate. That is now history.
I have to worry about the cellie. It's just eat this. You and your cellie could be real good and cool and everything, but being in the cell with another man is just, you know, things just, it's nothing you can do about it, but it's just, this is good. It's wonderful.
Michael Whitfield takes time to talk to the new guy. He's never experienced a wing without an officer before.
You made it here.
Because I couldn't do it without
You actually made it, man.
Because when I got here, you know, when I got off the bus, I was excited, but I was kind of nervous too. Because I'm going my, you know, life chapter. You know, I'm finna change my whole life. Everything now is gonna become different. Now I gotta come and I gotta try to do something. Now this is finna be a whole new experience for me. This is something I never experienced before being in prison. So it was definitely different for me to be in that level of getting off that bus and coming into this.
Quentin Gilalen's earliest possible parole hearing is in November 2042.
It was kind of scary at first. It was exciting, but scary. The good part about it was I knew it was going to be, it's the first night of my new beginning of my life, my new first chapter. I couldn't sleep, I was walking around for a minute and not realizing that when I go to the door, I could go out the door.
In the Dynamo program on the A side, the three men slowly arrive in a completely new world. On the B side, Deputy Warden Ashley Brooks and Lieutenant Jacob Wiegand are on their way to conduct a cell search. They have received a tip.
Hey, cell search. No pat search.
Lieutenant Wiegand first examines the inmate, while Ashley Brooks keeps a watchful eye on everything else. If the man has something to hide, that's always the most critical moment. The two then examine the cell very thoroughly. Even though they carry out daily checks, it must never become routine.
Pieces of paper like this are pretty important because they, for example, that says, I need your Cash App. Give it to Lopez. Cash App is how they exchange money on the outsides here. Typically, Cash App is used for illegal purchases of narcotics that are going on, but it could be for like canteen items and stuff.
There are two types of cell searches: random ones and cell searches based on a tip, for example, from fellow inmates. Random cell searches are routine, but Ashley Brooks and her colleagues still have to be constantly on their guard. Every powder, every liquid that comes out of somewhere can be toxic.
Normally, what you do is you go ahead and you pop off the top of it, and you take it over the toilet or the sink and put a little bit in it. And if it's heavy when it comes out, then there's lighter or there's something hidden inside there, shanks, whatever the case may be. Toothpaste things, like here, I found guitar strings that were stolen from up there. Yeah, that was wrapped inside there, yeah. I found shanks. I found 1.7 grams of cocaine one time. The pills that they take from medical that they're supposed to be taking, they take back with them. Homemade alcohol.
You typically stay with the same person throughout those types of searches, and you kind of just work out a system. Like him and I, we've searched together numerous times, so I know that he likes to search the foot lockers, why I search the bunks first, because then we can put things on the bunks once the bunks are searched, so you just kind of work that system out. You can come on over. I'm just taking some trash out, okay? All I need you guys to do, though, is you got to get those lines down in there.
Okay.
You can't have all that hanging up, okay? Just clean that up for us. All good, okay? We weren't too rough on you, I promise.
All right.
Thank you.
Cell searches are annoying for the prisoners, but have also become routine for them.
They're pretty cordial. They know that that's an expectation, that their cell can be searched anytime. Sometimes they can get a little aggressive and aren't really on board, or you can usually tell if there's something in there because they keep trying to pass the window and look in there while you're searching. So that's usually a pretty good indication that there's something in there if they keep watching you.
Today, the team found nothing except that mysterious note. Two houses down, also on the B side, the occupants share the lawn with young dogs, and not just any dogs. The program is called Puppies for Parole. Inmates take over the responsibility for dogs from animal shelters. They care for them, train them, and hope that they will then be adopted.
For me, I have to stay on routine, and I love that my cellie actually helped me stay accountable and the rest of the dog program. That's how we do. We help each other stay accountable. But to be able to stay on schedule, feed every day, train every day, make sure that they're getting their exact amount of actual exercise, or even more than that in depth, it's very important.
Prisoners even share their double cells with the dogs.
We actually have to move around and make extra adjustments for these puppies to be in the cell with us. Along with us, like if you go to other cells that have like one or two dogs, you will see that they have actually removed their lockers, or they removed the big, tall stand-up locker, just to make sure we have extra room for the puppies to be in here for the time that they're going to need to be in here. One of the storage cases that we have for the dogs, so like you would see like supplies like wipes, things like that, brushes, toys. And having puppies actually makes that a lot better, even dealing with things like this. So sometimes I might be right here and I might have like Lily come sit beside me or something and while I watch TV or, you know, just the normal things.
The prisoners are out in the afternoon, also on the B side. Carlos Ashcraft enjoys the space outside his own cell wing.
Loyalty and integrity. And I would call myself a man of valor because I try to be the best that I can be, the best that my mom and dad raised me to be, because I still represent them even at this age. I try to be a distinguished gentleman to whoever I come in encounter with. That's the core value of how I feel, dealing with anybody, any ethnicity, any age, anybody. That's who I am. I mean, you know, I come from Bonter level 5 straight to her, so it's like, it's more relaxed for me. I ask how y'all feel like, to make you feel like you can do your time better here, or would you rather be at a higher max?
I'd rather do my time here at this low, because a higher max, we don't get the freedom. We lock down all that, we get freedom here, and it feels good. So these hours feel good.
We holler. I be good. Ah, there it is. Ah! We gotta keep it real. Sometimes people come and stand at this part of the yard and look at the sky and look at the outside world from right here just to get a taste of what's coming in the future, because we all, one day we'll be out.
For many prisoners, the gym is a place to relieve stress. Sport helps.
Let's see the daily life of working out at NECC.
I want to be on TV. What kind of shit is this?
Go shave your nipples.
Go shave them nipples.
Every day.
Hey! Hey, sir, shut the gate, please. Shut the gate. Hey, can you please shut the gate that just walked out? Can you please shut the gate all the way like it's supposed to be?
The inmate that was working, he seen it, so they tried to give me a tray.
Okay. Hey. Hey, Mr. Come on over here. Come on over. No. Me neither, but here we are. Why do you gotta run your mouth like that? I'm asking someone to shut the gate. You just walked right by. Shut the gate! Shut the gate! I'm standing right here watching you. I know you have a problem.
I can't say shut the gate.
No, you don't need to be making comments like that when I'm asking someone to secure a gate.
Shut the gate, that's all I said.
No, you didn't just say it like that.
But it don't matter how I say it.
It does actually matter how you say it. Have a good rest of your day.
Daily routine for Deputy Warden Ashley Brooks.
They could have swapped it out.
Met him yesterday,
Hey, you
actually.
guys.
They filmed my house.
How are you?
We're good. How are you?
Good. Continue on.
Ashcraft, can you believe this gentleman right here, about, what was it, 10 years ago now, I walked into a juvenile facility and
Jake.
I had him there. And then I walked into medical one day and I heard, hey, I know you. And I was like, oh no,
This
isn't
voice
good.
was deeper.
And I look over and it's JT. And I'm like, what are you doing in prison, man? Is he behaving?
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. I come to check on him all the time.
What are you doing for work?
I'm a wheelchair pusher.
Wheelchair pusher? Do you qualify for MBE, do you know?
No, I don't know.
They're looking for people to work, and that's a good paying job.
It is.
Yeah, but if I do that, then I'll have to give up the wheelchair pushing job, and he ain't gonna have nobody to take him for real.
So
well, we can find someone to replace the wheelchair pusher,
Well, a
but
lot of people don't like doing things for niceness.
What
I
he's
know.
saying, Ms. Brooks, is that his wheelchair pusher appreciates him.
Yes.
Like he wants him to push him. Because even in the wheelchair business here, you don't want everybody pushing you, so JT's probably he wants JT.
right.
You feel
but
me?
is wheelchair pushing enough structured activity to keep Mr. JT out of trouble?
I don't get in trouble. I just sit and read the Bible all day.
That's all he do.
That's all I do, you know.
Michael Ashcraft tries to keep his fellow prisoners in good spirits, but that doesn't always work out, of course. A long day is slowly coming to an end for him, too. He closes the gate to his house, just like it's supposed to be. In the Dynamo program, Michael Whitfield is also slowly coming to a well-earned rest.
I've been in 33 years in here. 26 of them spent right here in North East Correctional Center. Yeah. You know, every day I'm just holding on, trying to keep going with hope and prayer that, you know, I can walk out here straight up, you know, other than laying down.
In the early evening, the mood on the B-side is also more relaxed, at least for today.
It's the end of the day. It's almost count time, so people kind of coming from jobs and kind of winding down. You know how you get off work and you wind down and get relaxed. Get ready to watch the TV shows or play some spades and just talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Just talk some shit, you know, some good old clean shit. Yeah.
Michael Ashcraft is on the way to his cell. His job is exhausting.
The day almost over for me. Mason, come hold this in the back for me, please. Get ready to watch some TV. And tie your hair down so it can stay down and kind of keeping it neat together for tomorrow and everything. There we go. All right. Yeah.
In prison, routines are especially important. Carlos Ashcraft and the other men must do their best to get through each and every day. They must never let themselves get down and never show signs of weakness.
Yeah, even if you're in prison, you can still stay up on your hygiene, your body odor, all your freshness. You still gotta live. Yeah.
Finally, another long day in prison has come to an end, and the NECC, the North East Correctional Center, in the U.S. state of Missouri.